our guest right now. You'll know him from the Carbonaro Effect on True TV, and he's going to be performing live at the Coronado Performing Arts Center April 24th. Welcoming on the phone right now, Mr. Michael Carbonaro. Michael, welcome to the Morning X. We appreciate you joining us.
Hey, great to be here. Hi, Kevin. Hey, Lori.
Hey, nice to hear from you.
Yeah.
So, love your show, first of all.
Thanks.
You share a network with one other show, and it's like your show and theirs is the only show on True TV. That's got to feel pretty good, right?
It seems that way, doesn't it? Yeah, myself and the Impractical Jokers, right?
You know those guys? You get along with them?
I do, and they're a blast.
I'm sure they are.
Total cool dudes, yeah. They've actually been on my show. They came and did an appearance on my show, and I've been nagging them. I'm like, I really want to go on your show and go and have them take me through their little joyride.
Right.
If anybody would be good at pranks, it would be you.
See? That's what I'm telling them.
For sure. And I think that's what I like about your show the most is because, guys like Chris Angel and David Blaine, they're, super cool about magic. They're all in your face, it's an illusion. But you're just like, I'm going to make people think I work at Starbucks and then pull a lizard out of a coffee cup.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know. It's like, instead of solving how to be cool, I'm like, I'll just continue to be a dork. That's the way to do it.
That's perfect.
Unfortunately, I never get the credit for it, though. At least like Copperfield or Blaine or Chris Angel, they do a trick and then they can stand there and take applause and bow. For me, I always have to pretend like it's the work of just a weird universe.
Right. Not that you single-handedly did this, but, oh, wow, weird. Wasn't that crazy?
Exactly.
Wow.
So how do you come up with an illusion for your show, from step one to execution?
I'll usually take any idea that kind of has a hook for me in my brain that makes me wonder, and then I'll try and expand it. For example, I used to read a lot of comic books as a kid, and there was always those advertisements for sea monkeys in the back of the comics, and they sell them a lot at toy stores and kids stores. It's like that little packet of freeze-dried shrimp, right? You put it into a cup, and they would come alive. And now it wasn't that spectacular. It was these tiny little things. You could hardly see them. But on one level, the fact that there's this, freeze-dried, non-living thing inside of a little, wet nap-sized packet that you drop in water that comes alive, I thought was insane. So I thought, well, what happens, what if you were able to do that with, a mouse or, with a baby chicken? So on The Tonight Show, which is actually where I first started doing hidden camera magic, I came up with this idea of, what if there was a toy called Insta-Chicks? And you drop these tiny little pellets in the water, and they become live chicks. And lo and behold, I'm at a convenience store, and I was showing people this special little Easter toy, and I said it's from Japan. They figured out how to freeze-dry chicks, and boom, everybody believed it.
Wow.
That is amazing.
It's so crazy. I get blown away at the stuff that people can believe because, we're coming up on our 100th episode of this show, which I can't believe we've done so much. There's so many things that we've done, and we really just try and push the envelope each time. And, boy, I'll watch a show, I'll catch it, and I'll be like, I can't believe what we are able to get normal, rational human beings to believe in.
And, I think people become addicted to that concept because, that's why a show like yours and the Joker's, works, back to back to back to back on a network like that because it's so watchable that you forget you've been watching for 4 hours and you're like, crap, I'm late for work. Damn you, Carbonaro.
No, you know what's fun about it, Kevin? I think, what you said, it's because there's almost this, you're kind of complicit in the show. Even on my show, if you're sitting at home, you don't know how the magic tricks work. You still know that those people are being fooled, so you're kind of in on it with me.
Right.
So you feel like, oh, this person's going to get it, and I don't know how Michael did that trick, but I know it's not real, and they think it's real, and you're sort of part of the team.
You've been doing these tricks on my television for hours and hours and hours a day, but that's not where you started on my TV. So where did you start doing magic? Why did you start doing this?
Yeah. My first love was really monsters and movies, special effects.
We got a monster kid, Lori. We got a monster kid here.
Oh, yeah. Big time. I used to, that's what I wanted to be, was a special effects artist. And I talk about this in the live show, too, and I have a little segment about it, where, when I would buy special effects supplies and monster makeup at a magic shop. And that's where I started, watching the magicians across the counter, and I bought a couple tricks and started getting into it. And I really found my love of performing for people through it. So it was kind of I liked special effects, but what I liked about magic was that it's kind of like special effects, but I get to be a personality and a performer.
Right.
And my whole life I spent, way before I was on your TV there, Lori, I was doing private parties. I put myself through NYU by performing as a magician at like birthday parties and corporate picnics and, company events and christenings, communions, bar mitzvahs. And my whole life have been working for an audience that ranged in age, from the tiniest little toddlers all the way up to, grandma and grandpa. And I had to find a way to connect with everybody on some level. And I think that translated to the Carbonaro Effect. So many people watch the show and they're like, we all like your show on different levels. We all bond as a family watching your show.
Can you remember the first time you blew somebody's mind with a trick?
Yes. I had just seen David Copperfield walk through the Great Wall of China on TV. I went upstairs. I had a magic book, and I was reading it. And I came downstairs in front of my parents, and I took a piece of paper, and I drew all these crazy scribbly lines with crayon. I tore up the paper. I clutched it in my hand and opened it up, and it was back together again. And my dad flipped out. He was just like, how did you do that? And I kind of made up the secret. It wasn't even a legit, nor was it a very well done trick, but I had the misdirection enough that they just didn't see what I was doing, and they really flipped out.
It's got to feel good when somebody just loses it. Those are the best reactions to watch.
Oh, absolutely. When they're on the hook, it's like fishing. It's like, I got one on the line. I got to keep this going. Got to keep it going, and keep it just enough until I can reveal to them that they're on the show, which is really awesome. So
you have a lot of person-to-person kind of smaller illusions on your TV show. How does the live show different? You got to go bigger, right?
Not really. It's funny. The show is not full of gigantic props or anything flashy. It's kind of very, very personality-based stand-up. It's like I've kind of come to see a stand-up comedian. There's minimal props. I have some things, there's a bowl of fish, and there's, a bowling ball, and there's a briefcase, and there's some, playing cards and borrowing objects from the audience. It's really about that interaction. I love bringing people up from the crowd to help me up on stage. And, of course, there's image magnification. So I have a camera, and there's a screen. So if you ever need to see something close up, you see it just like you would on the TV show. But it's really happening right there in front of you. And it's got that same electric energy of, we don't know which way it's going to go, because I have a new person up there helping me out who doesn't know what's going to happen, and I don't know what's going to happen, and it's really exciting.
Keeps you guessing the whole way through then. That's great.
Yeah. And I think people who they're fans of the Carbonaro Effect, they get to come and really meet Michael the host, Michael the magician, as an entertainer. And they also, in some way, because I'll do things that you'll see on stage that are exactly the things you've seen on the TV show, and probably, even if you're a big fan, wondered, can he really do that, or is that camera trick?
Right. Was that editing? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. So come to the live show, and then you see it happen right. You can almost feel the relief of excitement when something will happen in the live show that they've seen on TV, and they're like, oh my gosh, he's literally doing it right in front of me.
Yeah. So you kind of get that vindication, right? Told you it was real.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you've been working with my friend Brian Hicks on the road a little bit, huh?
Oh, my God, I love Brian.
Isn't he great?
Love him. Yeah, he opens up for us, and he fits right into that zone of being entertaining for people on every level. It's a rare thing, to find a kind of entertainment that, and by no means neither my show nor Brian's act, he opens for me. Yeah, he is a kiddie show or a kiddie act that you can enjoy with your kids. It really does reach people on many, many, many different levels. Yeah, I love Brian. He's the best. Funny Brian. A great addition for you, and I'm sure he's looking forward to coming to Rockford with you. Yes, I love the Coronado, too. What a gorgeous theater
it is. It is incredible. And,
so spectacular.
This kind of goes back to, for all ages. I was literally sitting at the dinner table 2 days ago saying, hey, I'm going to be talking to Michael Carbonaro on the radio. And they said, my 83-year-old grandmother just about died. She was so excited. She goes, I watch his show every single day.
Oh, wow.
And my mother-in-law, she's in her 50s. She went on and on how great it is. And then I decided to sit down and show it to my 2.5-year-old this weekend, and she thought it was amazing. So there really is something for everyone.
Yeah, she almost died too, so you're killing old and young ladies.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm going to get arrested for murder.
Well, they could join the ghosts at the Coronado, man. That's going to be great. April 24th, Michael Carbonaro in person. Thank you so much for joining the show today, Michael.
Yo, thank you. You guys rule. What a wonderful little time that was. Thanks.
You've been an absolute pleasure. Come back anytime, please.
All right, great. Thanks, guys.
You can get tickets to the show at coronadopack.org. Follow Michael on Twitter at Carbonaro.
It's Lori and Kev on 104.9 The Morning X.